Now, getting into customer business issues or CBIs, what types of solutions can Rittal products help bring to the Grainger sales force and their customers?
Okay. Um, if we look at the list there on the right, certainly cost savings and productivity, because if you're properly maintaining the equipment and the let's say air conditioners or cooling, since this is kind of the topic here, is doing its job, then you're preserving the life of those. You're increasing your uptime and reducing downtime, which is how people make their revenue. And so if you have a dependable product, if you have something that's working well, and really, when you look at the Rittal climate control, just in general, they do a phenomenal job of engineering, not only bringing innovation into it, but what I've seen over 27 years is really the focus on the customer as far as value. And to me, what is value in a product? It's something that it has the potential. It's making my life easy. If I'm an engineer, I'm asking the question, how can I do something more efficiently? If I'm just the most basic level is what product that I'm using makes my life easier. And that could be, faster, easier to install. But what I see with Rittal products, especially climate control, is they engineer it with energy savings and cost and ROI in mind. And everything that we do, we can actually bring back to a computable ROI that we can show. If it's the efficiency of an air conditioner, if it's the reduction of time for maintenance, those kinds of things. So those play well into the quality of the climate control that we have. We can document quite a bit of that. On the safety side of it, if something is lighter or it's easier or it's designed around ergonomics, certainly that's going to benefit any workforce, because if you can reduce injury or strain on people, we all know that if somebody gets hurt or injured, it's very expensive. Not only are you losing an individual, not losing an individual, but you know what I'm saying, their productivity. So if they're injured, they might have to be off work or
Mhm.
worse, and then so that gets to be very expensive. On the sustainability side, these things are, like you mentioned, absolute quality engineered, and if maintained properly and people take care of their equipment just like anything, it's gonna last quite a while and function like it's supposed to. And the benefit to that is longer life of products and then ROI. And if we look here just at these little quick pillars real quick, this is more on the industrial side, but when they were kind of looking at these air conditioners, we pulled the industry. What do you guys want? Voice of the customer, right? What do you want to see? What can we do in creating the next generation of climate control products? And so if they were a machine builder, they were looking for things like worldwide certifications and approvals. Rittal's in 80 countries, right? And so we've got this global presence of manufacturing and service and repair and stock locations. And so they want that. They want a greater range of cooling. They also want parameterization, means, how do I interact with it? How can I pull information off of it and make it intuitive? I don't want something that's difficult to work with. Again, which one makes my life easier? And then a standard for energy efficiency. So everybody, especially today, look at how much money can they save? What's the return to me? Panel builders, they just kind of want something simplified. Maybe you've got a range of AC products that maybe only require one cutout. So your setup is consistent. Your setup is reduced in the number of applications that you have. I don't care if it's a machine or you're doing it manually. Um, that's a benefit. And so that's something that the Rittal Blue E Plus line has. We talked about ergonomics. And then finally, like on the end user side, what are they interested in? They're interested in saving money, right? So their energy efficiency, they're looking for longevity of product, which kind of ties into the quality, if it's going to last and perform as it's supposed to. Things that make maintenance easier, things that make handling the product easier and installation. So all these things were voice of the customer that have been engineered into our next generation of products going forward.
Yeah, that's great that you reached out to your customer base and you asked for that information and that feedback to make a better product and then implemented it into your product. So that's great to hear.